Hello, everybody. My name is Valerie Freeman, and I'm the founder and CEO of a group of companies that are involved in staffing, search, project management, outsourcing, and consulting. And we have a number of different companies. One is called Imprimis Group, one is Freeman Leonard, one is Bravo Tech, and one is Answer Team. And they function all over the US, and they are have been all companies that I have started from scratch. So it's been a very interesting, long entrepreneurial pathway. I have been in business this year 39 years. And when I started, I thought I was going to be a college professor. I went to undergraduate and graduate school in Houston, and then I moved to Dallas to begin teaching at one of the community colleges here. And while I was there, new technology came on the scene, and all of a sudden, everybody was scared to death of this new technology and didn't know what to do with it or how to use it. And so I became really engaged in this new office technology. I left the district to form a business to train and place and consult in this new emerging technology. And as time went on, that was my first company. And then I realized the same thing was happening in the commercial art world, where there was new software and hardware for commercial artists to apply their trade on a computer, and they were scared to death of it. So I started another firm called Art Squad, which was to train and place and consult in this new emerging art world. And it was very successful. And then I went on to start a company called Freeman Leonard, which was really in the marketing space. We placed people in marketing and creative jobs. And then I also started Bravo Tech, which is a company that places all types of IT people, programmers and developers, and all the new technology, the IoT and the robotics and all of those new things that are coming along. And then I started a company called Prime Women Media, which is a digital media company that aggregates all content for women over the age of 50. So I've had a long career really in the technology space, but also in the staffing and recruiting space. So that is sort of my story. And I will tell you that I have made every mistake along the way, and I have learned a lot by making those mistakes. So here are some of the things that I think are important for young people to know if they want to start a business. First of all, I think that entrepreneurship is really wonderful. I mean, it gives you the opportunity to chart your own path and decide what you want to do with your life. So for me, it was not something that I thought I would ever do, but it's certainly something that I have loved the whole time. And I think part of that is that the businesses that I've started really use what I feel are my passions. And I think that's important too if you're going to start a business. What are you passionate about? What do you love to do? What are you good at? And, you know, I've always liked to help people with their careers. When I was teaching, that's, of course, what I did. And so it allowed me to continue to help people with their careers and to really impact their lives by helping them find jobs, and also to help companies succeed with the hiring good talent. So passion and persistence, I would say persistence is really important if you're going to start a business, because you just have to keep after it day after day. You're going to get more no's than yeses. And so you can't be defeated by the no's. You got to be excited by the yeses, and they're going to be less than the no's. So that's really important, persistence. And the other thing I think is really important is perseverance. You can't give up. I mean, there have been times in my 39 years when I did want to give up. This is too hard. This recession is too bad. One thing after another. Maybe I've lost a big client or something, and I've just been so defeated. But, you know, I also know that I have a saying, this too shall pass, because I know that I'm going to get another client, or we're going to come out of a recession. We're coming out of this pandemic. So you have to be able to be resilient, because everything is not going to go your way. And you need to expect that. And when you start a business, I've found over all these years that it always takes longer, costs more, and is more complicated. So don't be discouraged by those things. You just have to keep going and going and going and going, and you can't give up. So those are some of the things I think that are important. For those of you women out there, I would say that you can be feminine and tough and successful. So you don't have to act like a man to be successful. In the past, men, we kind of think that they are forceful and strong and can overcome anything. Well, we as women can do the same thing. So don't think that just because you're feminine and a female that you can't be as successful as your male counterparts. And today, men and women work together a lot more than they did in the past, and it's been great to see. So one of the things about starting a business, some of you probably know or may know what you might want to do, what you might want to start, and some of you probably have no idea, but you think that owning a business would be something you'd like to do. So what I suggest is that you have to think about all the businesses out there and all the things that you know how to do and all the things you've been exposed to. You have to read, you have to research, you have to talk to people in that field. And if you don't know, let's say you decide you would like to own a restaurant. Well, go work in a restaurant. If you decide you want to own a hair salon, well, go work in one. I mean, you really need some experience. I did not have any. When I started my business, I did not know what I was getting myself into necessarily. I mean, I knew some parts of it, but I had to learn along the way. So you can do that as well. It's not impossible to start a business not knowing everything, but you have to know something about the core business that you have. The other thing that's important is you have to be able, you're the front person. If you start a business, you're the out front person. So you have to know how to speak to people. You really have to be able to sell. And that's something I didn't know how to do in the beginning. I didn't understand sales. I thought when I went into an office and talked to somebody that they were going to buy from me. And so I was devastated when they said no. So I learned along the way by reading and taking some classes how to sell. And I really practice and practice and practice. And sales is something that changes as you go along anyway. So you have to keep up with new sales techniques and new ways to market your business. So sales is one thing where you're knocking on doors and trying to get some business that way. And the other piece is marketing, where you send out emails or social media nowadays, or you advertise in your neighborhood with flyers. I mean, there's a different for every single business. But finding that business that you want to go into takes some work. And as I said, when I started my businesses, I knew that the need was there because the community had told me so. And I had known that. So I didn't have to worry about what business to start. Know that when you want to start a business, you need to have a plan. And that's really difficult, putting together a business plan, because in the beginning, you don't know. You don't know what your revenue is going to be. You don't know how fast it's going to grow. You may not know all of the expenses that you're going to have. And so again, having good people around you, like a good certified professional accountant, a good lawyer, to help you get through these things and see all the things that you may have missed. And if you go into business with other people, which a lot of people do, you just need to make sure you have good contracts in place that really specify who's going to do what and how you're going to split up the money and Do you have an exit strategy? Do you want to sell in a certain period of time when you get to a certain number? What do you want to do? And that takes a lot of thinking, a lot of thinking. So anyway, those are some of the things that I think are important in the entrepreneurial world. So good luck. I hope you start lots of businesses and that they're all successful.